People might be able to hear me. They might not. I'm gonna wait till I see it, and I see it. But do I hear me? Hold on. Once I hear myself, we get to go here. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I hear me now. Okay, cool.
I hear Kyle. That's too much, Kyle.
Hey, listen, as the one Kyle that exists right now, let me talk, please. Thank you.
There are many Kyle.
I'm the most important. Welcome to the Toecar Season 2 draft. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. Hello, chat. Let me see that chat blowing up. We don't get to stream very much when it comes to Toecar, so I want to see people's reactions to stuff. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome. Season 2 draft. We're going to add 26 brave new drivers to both of our series. We're going to add, I think, 5 to the Splint Cup Series. Going to add a lot more than that, 21, in fact, to the Trash Series. Have a few fan votes. Have a few commentator votes. Some business to attend to. And we have a few announcements to make. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. I'm joined by everybody from the Toecar cast. Tristan is here. I'm not sure Tristan will be able to speak. But I'm also joined by Mike and Matt. Mike, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to all these new faces we're going to be seeing for Season 2. There was 535 people that wanted to sign up for Season 2, but there's only going to be 26 that make it in, so we had to whittle it down. A lot of them were really good, a lot of them not, but it was really cutthroat there to get into the top 26 there, so I'm really excited to see the reactions of everybody of who got in.
Matt, what are you most excited for?
Tragedies, baby. Lots and lots of tragedies. We're going to be getting dangerous. We're going to be getting wacky. Going to be getting wild. Toecar Season 2. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be huge. Maybe explosive in a literal way, maybe in a figurative way. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see. I'm just... I can't put into words how excited I am for our first announcement of a fatality. Like, it's what we're built for here, and I'm just ready. There's going to be good racing, too. I can only imagine. But you know what we're all here for.
Well, it's not our goal, but it's always a side effect of good, hard racing.
Exactly.
Cautions breed coffins, and we have a lot of cautions.
We brought it back. It's so back. We're so back.
I do see in the chat people asking about the signups. I think we had 535 or something like that.
Yeah, 535.
So a lot of people signed up. Thank you all for that. Even if you're not selected, you guys are really what fuels Toecar. I think we all know that. We're here to put on a show, but we can't do it if people don't sign up. So I want to thank every one of you. Before we get to the draft, though, and before we get to deciding who's going to be in each field, we have some business to attend to. And we're going to start off with a brand new award. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you who are in the Discord already. It's the Nappa Auto Heart Award. And it's given out to every brave soul in each series that starts every single Toecar race and lives to tell the story. Sorry, Phil Menard, you're not part of the group. But a lot of other people were. And we're going to start with our Goodies Trash Series, Nappa Auto Hearts. Once the slide is over.
You'll see it on the stream in a moment.
I'm a little delayed, folks. You'll see it when I see it, probably, but my voice is going to be behind. There we go. So, Season 1, we had a lot of people on this list, as you can see. Those are all the names on your screen. Rusted and Ketchup, our Season 1 champion in gold. Everybody else in white. So let's go down the list. All of these people deserve their commemoration. 8 races of absolute war. Shout out to all of them. They all deserve this award. Rusted and Ketchup, making music. Mateus Paiva, to Tristan's dismay, he survived the whole time. Walter Cooler, Down Under, DUI Div, Chris Call, Tom and Walls, Chris the Catheter Keen, Joe Swanson with the Simon System. I can't believe he's on this list. He made it. Arkansas Jones, Willie Studs, Jake Joe, Daddy McBetty, Scubs, Clink Bottles, Liz Wyoming, Florida Man, Rusty Dipstick, Asiago, Phillips Russell, Tony Torkwrench, Harold Claw. I can't believe he is here either. He has no right being on this list, but that's what surviving 7 wars will do for a man, I suppose. Adam Recklin, Mason Dixon, Wayne Rexke, Anthony Von Samsung, despite flipping quite literally every single week, found his way onto this list. Paul Walker Music, Dingo Dave, and wouldn't you know, David Gutterball actually won something. I skipped a line. Which line did I skip?
You didn't do Jeff Gordummy, which then made you miss Elliott Sadness and Dakota West.
Well, they deserve credit too, so let's talk about those 3. Jeff Gordummy, Elliott Sadness, Dakota West. If I skipped Elliott Sadness, the guy that comments Elliott Sadness lover is going to be furious, so I made sure I had to go back.
Elliott Sadness.
Elliott Sadness, that's true.
Really impressed with these drivers. This series is not for the faint of heart. The cars are not built well. They don't take hits very well. Well, depending on how you look at it, neither does the next gen. But very, very grueling series. It's very impressive this many people was able to make every start that last season.
But that's not all, guys, because we have a second series. Mike, would you like to do the honors?
Now we want to give a congratulations to our Splint Cup winners of the Nappa Auto Heart. We got Muscular Zaxtrophy, Pekar Petty, Yora Redacted, Sweet Baby Ray Cyrus, Cheesy, Derek Polk, Victor E. Lane, Shave Burns, Cam Arrow, Steele Park, Chunk Charles Wagon, Daniel Suez, Limburger Asiago, Raymond Hans, Brody Kraft, C.J. Simpson, Kobe Keith, Harvey Quinn, almost said Colonel, Colonel Caleb Rose, Massive Chris, Babe Juth, Jamie Chippy, Corey Origami, Braden Bunch, Tatu Masato, Bellagio Asiago, Hud Strickland, Jackie Said, Reese Ware, Andrew, Dega Dub, Balter the Balter Ego White, and Mario Zandretti. Another impressive grouping of drivers here that was able to make it to every race and go against doctor's orders, man. Steve Basil, he's a tough guy, but a lot of these drivers even went against his orders to stay out because they got that Auto Heart at the end of the season.
Can I just say something?
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Missed opportunity here to not have Andrew at the end to then run the cadence to Andrew.
You know what? You're right. We did this in points order. So left to right, you know. As you'll notice, there's nobody gold on this one because both of our champions somehow missed the race, which is actually incredible. But definitely a point there. Something we have to consider before the season 3 draft. Spoiler, we're probably gonna have a season 3. Anyways, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we have a moment. Not ad moment. Is it an ad moment?
Probably not, depending on YouTube's AI, because I didn't manually place anything.
I'm seeing ad all up in the
There's,
chat.
you know what? There's a lot of people saying ads are in there.
It's early in the stream. It makes sense. We're about 5 minutes in, right?
So it's for context, if you can hear us, I guess the people that have ads don't know this, but the people that can still hear us, we don't control those, I don't think. So
No, it's on automatic.
we're gonna give everybody a chance to catch up. After the ad, we'll probably get into one more thing, kind of on the same line of this. Let's make some noise for Toecar though in the chat, guys.
Oh.
Ah.
I'm delivering
let's
a
give
pizza.
it up. Dude, let's go. I was gonna
There it
say
is.
Tristan should just chime in about what he's delivering so we can judge the orderers of DoorDash.
He was trying to. I think his internet was a little shaky. Are you good now though, Tristan?
Kinda, I guess. I'm gonna
What do you
have
think?
dead zones here and there.
Can you tell us what's on the pizza? Does it say it?
I think it was just a simple pepperoni. I just dropped it off, actually.
Oh man. I was hoping we could judge some people's choices of pizza.
Yeah, I'll
toppings.
just open it up. I'll open it up for you.
No, I should say it on a sticker on it.
I'm sure we'll get another chance because the ads seem to be over based on the chat. So that means it's time to look at the exact opposite end of the spectrum and talk about the drivers we lost along the way. Mike?
And now we'll have a moment of silence. We're breaking the silence to thank Dominion for his double $2 donation. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. I would also like to bring up how Gustafer Bell looks like a character out of the original Oregon Trail PC game.
He is dressed very old school, 1800 desk.
It feels like his mouth's gonna move all weird like it did in that game.
For those of you talking about how loud that was in the chat, by the way, just imagine being us and hearing that full volume. My ears have joined Pierre at the bottom of the Pierre pond.
The bagpipes were in the booth, so.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Okay, well, thankfully on to some more positive news. Season 1's over. It's in the books. People either survived or they didn't. But now, it's time to talk about the people we're bringing back via the fan vote. Mike, you want to start us off with that?
To start, we're going to go through our Cup fan vote winners. There were 2 for that. I'm going to go ahead and try to copy this over without breaking the docs. Like that. Congratulations to Kurt and Kyle Busch, back in the 21 car for Season 2.
Let's go, dude. I'm happy for him, but I can't lie. I didn't expect Kurt and Kyle to be there. The #1 vote getter. Shout out to everybody who voted for Kurt and Kyle Busch. You did it.
Shout out to Maverick Mac for the $5.
Dominion also dropped another 2 earlier.
TY Dominion.
And we do tribute the fans. Believe me. Let me tell you, we do the best tributing. No one tributes like we tribute.
The best
Never
tributes.
forget Kansas. These are the best. It was the best Kansas. No one's done Kansas like we did Kansas.
Tremendous tributes.
I said, wow, what a tribute.
Wow, what a donation. Ginger Racing. Kurt and Kyle Busch. Thanks you for letting him race.
Thank
That's
you
amazing.
very much for the 5. And now,
I mean, that's $5 for everybody. You know what I mean?
That's true. I don't get paid. Who got second, Mike?
congratulations to our favorite big boy, Chunk Charles Wagon. He's back.
Let's go. Shout out to all the Chunk fans. Everybody eat a meal in honor of Chunk tonight. Congratulations. You're back in the series, buddy. And man, are we all happy. I mean, I know the fans are happy. They all voted for you, so.
And thank you, Steroli. Or Steroli.
Wow, the
excuse
people
me.
love Chunk. I can't even read.
Yep, the chat just blew up.
Touma Sato.
Tatuma. Look at you, man.
It's in euros, brother. It's 39 euro, really
They're
50 US dollars.
Oh
He's
my
got
God.
the money to spend.
The lore is turning real. Thank you.
Sincerely, yeah.
And
Everybody-
Maverick
that's
Matt
your
also. Thank
first-
you.
That's your first, both of them, first super on a live stream. That's crazy.
Big
I like
loves,
the little
thank you.
graphic they got.
Yes. Like we
It's
said
39.
before, Toecar is exclusively fueled by everybody that tunes in, everybody that's part of this. So I really, really do want to take a moment to thank everybody on stream while we got some people watching. Shout out to everybody.
Yes,
Oh,
thank you.
that's a pound.
This whole Toecar League, both series, it's turning out great. Lots of people are watching it, enjoying it. I wasn't completely sure how it was gonna go over with everybody, but I'm glad to see everyone's still liking it and tuning into it, and it's gonna be even bigger for season 2.
Well, and more good news, we have a couple fan votes from the Trash Series, one of which is actually going to join us in the Splint Cup Series. Mike, let's get us started with that.
Yeah, so the way it worked is the Trash Series had a lot more drivers that were getting cut, so more people are going to make it from that fan vote. And the first one, like Kyle just said, is going to be in the Splint Cup Series with all the big guys.
I'm so sorry. We're going to have to wait because they have ads. We're going to wait. We're going to be kind to the people at home that are watching this on their television, evidently.
To be fair, I set it to balance. I did not set it to high ads.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, guys, hold on. Are you not typing right now in the Trash Series?
What?
Like, that's the Trash Series. Those are Cup drivers that you've put in there.
No, the Cup Series. Don't
Oh.
forget, a lot of the Trash drivers moved up from finishing top 15 in points. That's what got
So,
you.
right?
Goofy.
That's what
Yeah,
got
because I was looking on the right side and I saw...
What the hell was that, Tristan?
The 5G
oh,
is
the
back.
downgrades. Dude, I totally forgot we were demoting people. That's my bad.
Thank you to Tuma again for the £5.
You're racing at Brands Hatch this weekend?
That's
That's
incredible.
sick.
That's really cool. We have to talk about that at a later date. That being said, though, I think people should be back from ads, hopefully. So in that case, let's talk about those Trash Series fan votes.
The Trash Series fan vote winner moving up to the Splint Cup Series is none other than our 97-year-old Harold Clott in
Let's
a Buick.
Who just roasted me in the chat, by the way. I'll push you over, Harold.
Harold, it was his birthday a couple days ago. Shout out to him. 97 years old now. Might have to fight in another war. Who knows? But anyways,
Oh my god.
People love
people-
Harold.
Harold, I think it's probably safe to say, I don't know for a fact this is the truth, but I'm pretty confident Harold got the most votes of anyone on either poll. So, congratulations to Harold.
Punished for
you,
DUIs
Ginger.
this year. We don't judge in Toecar.
No Ginger, that is allowed as always. I don't want to say it out loud, but
Oh,
You could
I didn't-
race on ayahuasca if you felt like it. Thank you.
Well, Harold's in Cup. We got 3 more, and they're going to be remaining in the Trash Series. Who are they, Mike?
let's go ahead and bring that over from the dock. One
Yeah, he
moment.
isn't a Buick. That's got to be one of them LeSabres from like the early 2000s. You know the ones. I have angina. This is coming out of Ernie's will.
Congratulations to Scubs.
Let's go!
Dude.
I'm a big Scubs fan, as everybody is. Scubs has returned to the Goodies Trash Series in that O2 car. A
Thank you,
Season
Harold.
1 legend. Soon to be a season 2 legend, hopefully.
Dude, real scubbers know.
Scubadias everywhere.
It's like Scrubs, the show, but without the R. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I can't do this all on my own. I'm no Superman.
And that's not all. We got 2 more spots from the fan votes. The next one goes to David Gutterball.
Yeah!
The ball
Gutter
is back.
ballers. Gutter ballers rise up. Let's go. The 21 car is going to be back. He's going to be causing a terrible amount of accidents, I'm sure. But he's back.
I can't wait to see what kind of injuries this man gets this season.
Nah, this man's going to be the champion. You watch. At least 2 wins.
2 wins and 2
And I
broken
promise I'm not
wrists.
going to change the ratings to make that happen. Like, actually.
He's going to flip on lap 1. Xavier Brown Racing.
Thank you, Xavier.
As some of you may know from the behind-the-scene videos that Mike's been uploading, we do try to do this with fairness in mind, you know? As you saw, like, when people were getting hurt at CRI, we don't want to make any exceptions. So, trying to do the same here. David Gutterball, thankfully the people voted you back in. A great character returns.
And that leaves one more fan vote. It was a tight race,
Come on,
and
dude.
we will show the full results right after this. But for now, our final fan vote winner for the Trash Series is none other than Clink Bottles in the 45.
Let's go.
Let's
baby.
go.
Our favorite
Alcohol
coma
is so
victim.
back.
Dude, bottles will be clinked this season. I just know it.
The 45 machine, I'm just hoping that Clink's roof number is the right way this time. That's my only request, please. I know he was drunk when he put the sticker on, but I'm hoping he's a little more sober next time. I realize that's probably not going to happen, but who knows?
Lucas, thank
Lucas
you.
Blanton.
And yes, we did get a final count. It was Slim Slady, of course. We counted 1,500 people in the stands, unfortunately. We have plans for when we come back to Season 2 to honor those people. Luckily, Pennant Waves, our flag man, he was okay. He was able to get a cherry picker bucket truck to get him down from the flag stand, but unfortunately that didn't end up coming until about 6 a.m., so he had to sit up there till sunrise. But he had a great view of the sunrise. Have you seen it there at Kansas? Beautiful.
It is. And we did also have 5 elderly viewers at home die of natural causes while the race was broadcasting, so we're just going to lump them in with the count.
Nielsen moment, anyway.
That is true. That is true. Also, I want to mention also on Pennant Waves, our flagman, he was medically issued an Acorn stair lift by Dr. Steve Basil. So hopefully that's going to help him get around his house a little bit more. I know he was a little bit afraid of going upstairs. That being said, though, he's around. He'll be back for Season 2. He's going to join Jason Payson as part of our team here at Toecar. But that's not all, because we also have some commentator votes. And we've discussed this. We've deliberated. And there are 4 people that are going to return to one of the 2 series in some capacity. Let's start talking about them.
Now, before we get into that, I just wanted to go ahead and show the full results of the fan votes from both series. Here was the final results of the Splint Cup fan vote. Kurt and Kyle with a decent little lead over Chunk. But pretty tight race behind them here. And there's a lot of these guys that we wanted to get back in the series, so we're going to talk about that. Two of these guys will be making it back in off of our commentator votes. Take a look here at the Trash Series vote. Harold over Scubs by not too much, surprisingly. Scubs also very popular. David Gutterball also right behind him, very high in the votes. And as they taper off, down on, since there were so many people and you only had 4 votes apiece. But we have plans for that.
We are going to give it a second because evidently there's still people with ads again. So we will wait.
That's hogwash.
And Hogwash? I don't think. Well, maybe Hogwash. Who knows?
All right. Our first commentator vote that we wanted to get back in will be our favorite plower, Babe Juice.
Let's go. Nobody's safe. The 33 car back out there on a weekly basis. God help them all.
And for the second commentator vote for Cup, it was actually really a very hard decision because there were so many people that we wanted to be able to give another opportunity. And eventually it came down to just who we think deserves another chance at glory because Season 1 did not go their way every single week, and it was just very defeating to have to see them struggle each week. And that's going to go to the 43 of Mario Zandretti. I want to see this guy win a race. I'm tired of him seeing him upside down or in last. This man needs to turn it around.
I think what it might be, guys, he's still wearing that one chain he had in his photo from Season 1. It's the bad luck chain. He's got to change it out for a new one. Perhaps that'll be the luck he needs for Season 2 in that 43 car.
Guys, we had Brett James drop a name and a donation earlier in the chat. He said a good name would be John Dickolas. And saying it out loud really makes it resonate with me. So
Thank
It's
you
in the
very
soul.
much, Brett. Now,
Well,
we're going to get into that
JD.
later. There are more opportunities for more people to be involved in this series than just what we see on the spreadsheet, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But for now, time to go into our 2 commentator votes for the Trash Series. Fragile
Promo.
Fred Bush will be returning in the 28 car. This man, we thought he was going to be. I honestly expected that 28 car to become a weekly rolling coffin, especially right after Pierre on the first race. But this man has kept it together. He's taken some pretty hard blows, but you know what? Nothing's going to keep this man down except for maybe one good hard hit. But you know what? I think he might be able to get through all that without getting broken.
also,
We can only hope.
2 Bushes, both winning the fan vote for both series. Or actually, sorry, no, one was a fan vote, one was a commentator vote. Point is, they're popular.
We love our Bushes.
Big lovers of Bush.
And that leaves one more spot for a full-time returning driver. Also, another hard decision. Very hard, actually. But we figured we're a big believer in strong families, so we don't want the Asiago brothers to have an awkward Thanksgiving. So Asiago will be returning to the Trash Series for Season 2.
Let's go. Another person in their family. He did actually race a Splint Cup race. Don't forget, kind of at least, because he jumped in for the 57 Limburger Asiago at Riki. Got a little experience in both. He's going to have another season of Trash ahead of him. Hoping it goes a little better than his first season. His first season, he was pretty much in every wreck. But can't possibly do worse, right?
Oh, let's go. We got Harklos drinking
Harklos.
some twisted tea right now.
Let's go. Thank you very much. That is half of what I based my username off of. The other half was Mark thinking I looked like a toe.
That was mean.
It was accurate. I looked like a cop there for a while when I shaved. But now,
Fair.
I remember the picture.
but now it's time to go on to our new drivers for Season 2. We're going to go ahead and start with our 5 new drivers for the Splint Cup Series. Once again, like we said earlier, this was a very hard decision. And don't be disappointed if you don't end up on this roster at the end of the stream, because there are more opportunities for people throughout the season. We're not going to give them all away right now, but just hang in there. And even if not, there's plenty of new drivers that you can find a new fan favorite. But our first new spot, and these are not in order of our preference or anything, they ended up being randomized on the sheet. So the first slot for the Cup Series will be not him. Damn it.
Shout out to NG78 with the $10. Special tip for all the upcoming rookies going into Toecar this season by Phil Menard from Wisconsin Heaven.
Thank you very much for that. Anyway, the first sign up will be You Can't Hurt Me in the 58 car. Shout out to You Can't.
So we're gonna provide a little bit of backstory. He may have said something bad. We're not gonna repeat that because this is a family-friendly stream. Now he's in Toecar, and hopefully he'll drive a little better than he talks.
Very, very excited to see
me.
what kind of luck he'll have this year. Luckily, I will go ahead and spoil it. We're not going to Monza, so I think he'll be okay.
Thank goodness.
The next one will be the 47 car of Shaquille Oatmeal. And for those, if we ended up making a name for you and you're not sure which one's the username is there next to the manufacturer.
So, believe it or not, Shaquille Oatmeal was a standout basketball player from the Chinese Basketball Association. Born, of course, in Pyongyang. That's where he got the inspiration to join Toecar this season when he was visiting his hometown. He's going to join the Cup Series, and we do not know what to expect. This is a 7-foot-tall individual who loves breakfast, and who knows what he'll achieve.
He's going to have to be careful with any rollover accidents. I imagine there's very limited space between the top of his head and the roof of the vehicle. So, gotta keep an eye on that this season.
Yeah, but that's what that new escape hatch on the roof is for. It keeps your head clear of the, Anyway, the next car will be the 27 car of Conroy Rosario.
So, Conroy, a stereotypical Canadian, loves maple syrup. Those of you who have watched some of Matt's content in the past might know of his actions before. He has since been rehabilitated, got several counts of therapy and medication, and he's back to take on the Splint Cup Series.
Now, Kyle,
Did Queso make it to Toecar as Shaquille Oatmeal? Asks Lucas Blanton with a donation.
Thank you very much.
I don't know. Maybe he has an alternate account named GG_Gamer08, but I'm not sure. You know what I mean?
And Dominion with another 2. Thank you very much. And Bodel with a 5. Dunk on him, Shaq.
We
Also-
do have Massive Chris. Everybody has Massive Chris all the time. We're all in pain.
Somebody also in the chat asked if we're still banned from the European Union. Thanks to Harold's war hero status, we were able to pull a little bit of strings with the UN.
I fixed it. I just fixed it last week. It was all me.
Well, there you go.
I had the ban settled as season 2 elect.
I walked into the EU and I said, look, we're going to race here. We're going to have the best race here. We should be racing here and we will race here. So we are allowed.
Now, Kyle, I heard this next driver, we actually met him over in Pyongyang for the season finale of the Trash Series. You want to give a little bit of a backstory before we name this man?
I would need to know who that man is.
I will give you the ID and you can bring him up. He is 384.
384. Give me 1 second. We are live, of course, so bear with us.
We'll do it live.
385.
Frick it.
384.
384.
The man we met in Pyongyang.
Why will it not? Oh, there we go. Sorry. Oh. So, yeah. On the way back, let's not forget, in the season finale race for the Trash Series, Tristan had to bring every single car back one at a time. It took him like 3 weeks. That's why he's not home right now. He's getting all his door dashing in today to make up for that money he lost, plus all the money he lost at Kansas. And we had somebody tag along with him on one of the last trips back from Pyongyang. It is James I Can't Unite Pyongyang. He picked the name when he got to the States. Stands, of course, for James I Cup.
Oops.
Made it back, got our rung back with Tristan here in the States, and we just gave him a job. Needed to get his family started somehow, and he's going to start by driving in the Splint Cup Series.
Congrats to James I Cup.
He's my friend.
That he is. Mobile Tristan has spoken. You heard it here first. I also can't
I like
find
him.
the stream. There it is. All right,
I'm glad. He's
Tristan
going to
is
do great
mobile.
this season.
Tristan on the move. That's what they're calling him. That's what they're saying.
And our final spot for the Cup Series will belong to Brad Oman in the 4 car.
Oh,
This is out here scumming it right now.
thank you to Lucas for that
Yes.
terrible thought.
Thank you.
Um,
The Scubbers unite.
Oh my goodness. So let's talk about Brad Oman. Let's bail ourselves out here. Brad Oman, unfortunately, was one of the spectators at Kansas, saw the tragedy live firsthand. Thankfully, was sitting a couple sections away from where the bad things happened. He thought, I have to make sure that their sacrifice means something. So he's going to go for the Toecar Splint Cup Championship. He's taking that 4 machine. That's a cursed number. That's a very cursed number. Bob Sled didn't have the greatest of years there. The person who filled in for him killed somebody. Here's hoping that he can actually turn it around. But if, anything is to be assumed here, I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling too confident.
I heard that one of the reasons behind, obviously, him being at Kansas, I heard that Brad has a big motivation to participate in the Cup Series because he wants to get revenge on both Slim Slady and what's his name? The 45 car. It was Braden Bunch. No one has told him, I guess, that Slim Slady is no longer with us. So I don't know where the confusion happened there, but
I think I can see where it happened because a lot of people didn't think Slim perished in that crash, but it turns out it was actually the most embarrassing way. If you didn't hear on Twitter, the crash itself, it injured him, but he was going to make it. Unfortunately, we serve a lot of concessions at the racetrack. When Armando redid Kansas, they added a whole bunch of things to the menu, including kettle corn. Very dangerous, very dangerous. Some ended up coming through the window net, and he started choking on it. And the safety penguins couldn't get the window net down in time. And, we used reinforced fabric for the window nets to keep their arms inside. Very sad, very sad.
Yeah, I mean, hell, no one's really thinking about him in that situation. All of our paramedics, all of our virtual paramedics were busy with, the most obvious victims in this accident. Because, like you said, no
Yeah,
one
the
thought
flag
this
man.
guy's gonna die out here. But
Armando was not fired. Armando was promoted. And Armando in the chat, thank you for the $5.
no
That
Heimlich.
again.
No Heimlich for Slim.
Coca-Cola moment. Let's give them a little reprieve here for a second as we get ready to do our new sign-ups for the Trash Series.
Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't breathing.
Rick donates $2.
Thank
Shake
you.
it for more.
I would
We
refund that
will.
if I could.
Shake it for more. What does that mean? Oh,
You know what it
like
means.
Shake your tuchus?
Family
That's
friendly.
naughty, Rick.
Family friendly stream.
Rick, stop liking that comment. Who's liking that comment? 4 people liking that comment.
Thank you,
It's
Alex the Animator.
Two-thirds of hit Disney show Shake It Up. You use
I'm-
actual penguins for the team of safety penguins. Mike, I
Never
think you might
ever-
have more on this than me.
Thank you for the $5. Unfortunately, they're not real penguins. We'd love to. They're very cute, but they can't use their arms to help people get out of the car. Not very useful. Thank you, Beans, for the womp womp Slim. Very,
womp womp.
very unfortunate for Slim. What a horrible, embarrassing way to go. And after mowing down 1,500, that's ridiculous.
You know what they
Slim,
say?
I
though,
wrote
guys?
you, but you're still committing vehicular manslaughter.
You got to chew your
Allegedly.
food 28 times for Pierre before you swallow. If only Slim knew. I think we're probably back. It's probably been enough time for that ad to end.
And
So
now,
how about we get into some Trash Series?
our first new driver for the Trash Series will be a Storm Chaser, Weed Trimmer, in the 33 car. Thank you,
Give the
Dominion, for the
penguins
2.
exosuits. Interesting.
Yeah, but
You're gonna,
it's the
Yeah, and
brain
you
is
gotta
the
think-
problem.
you got to think too. You know, storm chasing this whole time. He's used to really, really chaotic conditions. I don't think anything gets more chaotic than the Goodies Trash Series. So he should have a home field advantage, if anything.
Oh no, what's that?
And from what I've heard, this driver, he likes to scream at everything. You know, he'll see someone getting gas on the pit stop, and he'll be like, "They're taking gas!" So I think it's going to be a very interesting season for him.
He's gonna be seeing ghosts out there.
Some might say he's aggressive.
No,
We would not say that, Tristan. Somebody donated $2. Seabell 99 $2. Make Kansas as a 5-mile super speedway. We already killed people as a 1.5 mile track. You think we can add 4 miles? Think
Thank
of how
you.
many more fans will be in the way.
and we will be announcing where we're going here shortly. But our next one, now this is one we named, so keep an eye on the username for this. This will be the 19 car of Todd the Stained Trousers.
So let's talk about Todd a little bit because we might not get a chance for a few weeks. Some of you may recall he was in the middle of a TV interview. He pissed himself while he got robbed at his grocery store. That's a really, really horrible way to spend your 15 minutes of fame. Kind of became his legacy. He hopes to turn that around by becoming a Toecar Goodies Trash Series champion.
Fragile Fred's going to
He'd
have some
like to leave.
competition in the bedwetting department.
He'd like to leave his stain on the history books of Toecar. Leave his stink, you know?
Somebody said arrest in Todd. He's not dead yet. Chill.
No, he's just scared. He's seen things. Now,
Todd's never resting.
with Harold moving up to the Cup Series and aging, you know, that's part of the contract with fielding his number. That leaves the 96 trash car open, and that's now going to be fielded by Let Me Get In Ya. Get a little backstory on here in a moment.
I was gonna say I do not have any way of checking the number. Can you please tell me what row that
It
is?
is row 115.
115. I might need you to do that because I can't read it on the stream. Let Me Get In Ya is a former Soviet era fighter pilot. His record, though, not nearly as good as you'd hope. 0-14 in air-to-air engagements. He doesn't speak any English, so it's going to be a very, very, very hard time to speak to his crew chief and spotter. He's going to have a rough go of things, but he's here to join us in Toecar. He's here to cause some chaos for sure, and who knows what he's going to accomplish.
Thank you, Dominion. Yes, and we could not say that on stream.
Yeah, shout out
hate
to
it when we win.
The YouTube
Real
man or
quick.
woman does not like that.
Really, yeah.
YouTube
We have a
person.
moment. Let's give a shout out to Google person for watching. They watch every Toecar race. I hope they enjoy. They might be watching this. Who knows?
Up next, well, real quick, thank you, Bodel, for the 2. Our next driver, he's a little bit different. We don't have strict requirements on DNA of our drivers, but this one, a little musky. Wyatt Wilkinson. Now, there's something strange about this guy, isn't there, Kyle? Row 36.
Thank you for your service. Let's get on up to there. Row 36. So Wyatt is a 24-year-old deer from Kokomo, Indiana. He is a very, very, very large deer. Knows how to do multiplication and somehow made it to ARCA because of his math skills. Very, very strong. He's going to be durable, hopefully. Wrecked a ton of cars in ARCA, and he was fine every single time. Here's hoping that he can be as durable in the Toecar Goodies Trash Series.
Very excited to see someone of his species in the series. You know, they're always on the streets. You might as well just get in the damn car if you're going to stand in front of it, you know? And now, the 44 car will be driven by Sir Bluis Hamstring. I hope this guy isn't in deep pain, row 126. I can just imagine. I haven't seen this guy's face yet, but he's probably in agony because that's a very painful injury. But especially if it's been put right into your name. Thank you, Lucas.
Well, also, with that injury, it really, really impacted his ability to be fast in other series. Lost his other racing job. Now he had to join Toecar. Here's hoping that he's able to recapture some of that magic he had back in the day.
Prep for row 129.
It's nice to have a sir in here. You know what I mean? It's not quite royalty, but it's what would the word be?
This is our first knighted driver.
Yeah, knighted by royalty.
Directly
that's
interacted
cool.
with someone.
Yeah.
Of royal descent. Next up.
Now this guy, we need a lot of legal representation for Toecar. Obviously, the messed up paperwork, the clerical errors we made last season resulted in the Trash Series drivers not being able to wear a Hans device. That still has not been resolved as of now, unless you're 65 or older. But we figured, you know, we should get one on track just to be able to give us some advice. So Cease and Desist will be driving the 51 car.
As you'd imagine, a very, very successful lawyer decided to go Toecar racing because he wanted to change his career a little bit. Only 23 years old still. Hopefully he has a long life ahead of him. I'm sure we'll find out as the season progresses. And if he gets sued, or we get sued, better yet, we have somebody to help us out now.
Who'd sue?
I mean, we might find out soon.
There might be other people in that firm.
Never heard of her.
That's true.
Row 136.
There are a lot of laws, and I break all of them.
The next up,
Mr. Beast lawyer. Oh my goodness.
the 18 car, now unoccupied by Mason Dixon, will now be occupied by Filet Mignon.
All right.
Pretty sure this guy is a. I said 136. I didn't know if you heard me.
I apologize. So Phil A. Mignon, cattle farmer from Iowa, driven a lot of tractors, has never driven a real car though. Is he going to be able to translate a 5-mile-an-hour tractor over to the Toecar Goodies Trash Series where speeds might reach up to 220? Probably not. But at least he's used to going slow, so he might actually be able to avoid a few wrecks.
I'm not great at math. What's that? 40 times faster?
A lot more than that, I think. But
40 times 5?
Anyway.
No, that's about right.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit more actually. Math
Thank
is
you,
not my
Bo.
strong suit. Let him cook. He
We are.
definitely will. Next driver.
Now, as you saw on the premiere yesterday, last season at Daytona, very tragic, very unfortunate. We lost, honestly, the greatest driver ever. I didn't know how we were going to be able to race the next week. Very sad. Pierre Pressure was pressured into doing this because he wanted to look cool. And I guess
He
he
looked pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool crash, I'm not going to lie. But
Here a bunch.
very devastating for his family. And we talked with a lot of his family members. A lot of them still grieving, but one of them stood out. He wanted to be able to honor his fallen family member, and that's going to be the 75 of Walter Pressure, his daddy.
61 years old. Walter actually used to be a stock car racer himself. Retired a long time ago, but now he wants to come back and avenge his son. And what better way to do it than by potentially winning Daytona or winning the championship even? Who knows? I'm
very excited. Walter, he's a little bit more durable than his son. It's still, a lot of that was genetic, but he's a little bit tougher. We gave him a few good test impacts, as we call them, to make sure he'd be able to survive the first race. And, you know, he was down, but he wasn't out, so he's going to be racing with us starting at Daytona.
And I heard the team owner of the 75 at the ceremony at the shop to appoint Walter to this ride. He said, "Walter, we have to cook. Walter, everything's riding on this season, Walter." So the pressure's there, as is his last name. So we'll see how he performs. Hopefully better than Pierre.
Pierre was
all
a
he has
special
to do
case.
is all he has to do is make 20 laps, and he's gotten further. So.
And somebody that cease and desist probably won't be making any money from. The 43 car of Lawful Allen will be joining the series this season in row 171.
Shout out to Lawful Allen. He actually went to Harvard, spent years prosecuting people for automobile accidents. He's 34 years old now, and he had his law license revoked for causing a lot of trouble, intimidated witnesses. Supposedly, I don't want to actually say he did that, but now he's trying to intimidate drivers on track. That 43, he's going to be out there every single week, hopefully, causing a lot of chaos. He has another lawyer to compete with cease and desist. Who knows if they'll be friends, maybe enemies. We'll never know until we get there, right?
The rumor circulating around this 43 car is that he's actually trying to hide a French heritage. I'm not sure if it's French or if it's just Quebec in Canada, but there is a theory going around that he did change his name from Lawful Allen to Lawful Allen. So we'll have to check and see how good he is this season, or if he is Lawful.
Yeah, the 43 car in the other series wasn't good last year, so hopefully it's not a number curse. Racing
I don't
Power,
know.
thank you for the $2. Just like his daddy, hopefully Pierre won't be just like his boy. Or, excuse me, Walter won't be just like his boy.
Exactly. Yeah, we get it.
We got there.
Richard Petty sucked all the good energy out of the 43 car. Think about it.
Row
He
223.
took up all the wins.
I'm there. I'm ready.
No
And the
one
next
can win
one.
now.
The 39 car will be driven by none other than Dad Gum.
Dad Gum, of course, was known as Father Gum. He used to be a priest, loved chewing gum during service. All you hear was "Nah, nah, nah," so he got fired. After that, joined Toecar, and he actually might be one of the favorites this year because, as we know, God is on his side. Anyways, Dad Gum out there competing in the, what is that, the 39 car? It's a little hard to read from over here.
39.
39 car. Ryan Newman, shout out to him, I think. But anyways, at one point, that's true. I don't think anybody's driven it since then. But
Ryan C.
Next up,
he doesn't count.
he might be acquainted with Reed Trimmer, but I'm not sure. Going to have to interview him later. The old one of Joplin Moore.
What line will that be?
That would be 229.
229. There we go. As we said, guys, 535 signups. If I just scrolled around, I would never find these guys. So this guy has been in a lot of tornadoes. He's from Oklahoma. He actually had a completely, or what's called? He actually completely destroyed a putrid dirt track porta potty and immediately knew he needed to race as a result. I'm not really sure what that means, but he mistakenly signed up for Toecar instead of NASCAR. He does a lot of video games. He's played a lot of video games, I should say, Mario 64 in particular. Who knows what he's gonna do? This is somebody that, you know, evidently you throw a lot of things at him, throw tornadoes at him, fucking getting tipped over in a porta potty. A lot of things have come his way, and he's been able to tackle them all. Let's see if he can actually, you know, maybe get around David Gutterball. Nobody else figured that out last season, it seems. So,
Thank you, Henry, for the $2. Short Dog not better get in or we riot. And let's not have threats now. It's not nice.
Short
Or no.
dog.
Some of the
I would
names
also
were
like to
very-
mention
Kyle.
that I have no idea. I don't know. Both of you guys know I know these names, right? I don't know these names. These are all fresh to me. So
I wouldn't say I know these names. We've obviously selected them. We read every single sign up. It was a very lengthy process. But as you'd imagine, our brains shut down from doing so. So I definitely have read these names before, but I'm going to get a refresher as we're going live. I promise by practice we will have everybody memorized.
Thank you, Dominion, for the 2 again. Our next driver, did you get the row?
I did not.
248.
I'm there now. Oh, God, it's this one.
We have
Go ahead, Mike.
a rally driver who is, you know, a little bit dangerous behind the wheel. I'll let you get more on that. But the 84 of Ollie Kainen. Very
And
dangerous
Ollie-
man.
Ollie, 43 years old, Finnish rallycross driver that got banned from every other series for driving intoxicated. Great news for him. Not only is that allowed, that's encouraged here in Toecar. and he's probably going to
I
do
wouldn't
really,
say
really
that.
well. You know what? I wouldn't say that either.
We believe in freedom. If you need to drink a Dr. Pepper to be able to be at full performance or whatever, you know what? We're not going to judge you. I mean,
Yeah, you need
we see people putting things in their lips during pit stops. We don't ask questions.
water's the essence of life. He's going to have a smart water in his car at all times, hopefully. Hopefully that's what he meant. He also
269.
269. Let's move on.
How?
269.
Did you guys make that name?
No, I'll give you one
Okay.
guess.
I can see who made it. That's why I'm laughing.
And next up, we have I don't know if he's related. He wouldn't be related, actually. Nope. Not double ollies.
That'd be great.
Two
That'd be
ollie.
great for
Ollie
the
two.
ollies.
Electric alley-oop. Electric alley-oop.
We got LW
Basketball.
wrong in the 50 car.
Oh no.
LW, of course, standing for Larry William Wrong, also known by his nickname, the Drone. He used to be a race car driver all throughout America. Also used to be a wrestler. Got beat up several times by Massive Chris all throughout the years before they got to Toecar, of course. Also, won Survivor Mar-a-Lago and used that money to buy a charter to race in Toecar. I don't know who sold him that. We don't have charters. He probably wasted his money. But nonetheless, a couple $1,000s later, he's here in Toecar. He's in the Goodies Trash Series. Wow. He says he's going to eat losers for breakfast. I mean, there's definitely some losers that got voted back. So we'll see.
Will he eat himself if
Row
he is in
322.
fact the loser?
Bit rude. Next
We
up,
have to ponder.
thank you, Harklos, for the 5. LW. We love LW.
Come on, L wrong ya.
He will wrong you.
Next up,
L.
we like agriculture, and this guy, I heard he likes mushrooms. We got Spore
Oh.
Tender in the 0 car.
Board tender.
Yep.
Not gonna lie.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the way it was lobbed up, I thought this was gonna be a fun guy type of name. You know what I mean?
He's a pretty fun guy. Born into a mushroom farming family, they've had a farm somewhere in the Midwest for years since he was born, of course. Got into motorsports at a young age. Was a multi-time champion in junior bumper cars. Inspired by his late cousin's big accident, decided to pursue more competitive racing ventures. Led him to Toecar. His childhood idol is the Indianapolis Pilot.
Oh,
I don't know. That's an inanimate object, at least as far as we know. So that's interesting.
I mean, that one guy dated his car on that TLC show, so I mean, I don't judge.
But you know what? That's a good point. Yeah,
all right, get ready for 340.
I'm on the way. Lob it
it's
up,
like
Mike.
10 p.m.
Oh,
on
no.
340.
Another one of our meteorology centric drivers. We got Severtunderston Varnen in the 27 car.
What the fuck?
A disgraced meteorologist from Norway predicted 0% chance of rain and then they got hit by a hurricane. Now he's in Toecar. I will struggle saying this man's name. I know everybody else will probably. But that could be a competitive advantage. If somebody sees his name banner, maybe they freak out trying to read it, cause an accident. It could be a huge advantage for that team.
I'll just call him Storm Varnen.
Storm Varnen is a little easier to say.
Sure.
Thank you, Ginger.
Storm Varnen. You see? We're going to get there.
Severton.
Severe thunderstorm.
Speaking
Varnen.
of, it just started pouring down really hard, so if the stream
Hey,
goes
man.
out, I will try to come back.
It was, it was raining here earlier. It rained some places, you just part of it.
Get ready
Severe
for
thunderstorm Varnen.
It's raining in your house?
Yeah.
The window is leaking. 344 is up next.
344. I am there. Oh, I love this guy.
I don't know why the 29 always felt like an Italian number to me. I don't know where that brain wiring came from. But we got Giuseppe Gabaguli in the 29 car.
So Giuseppe, born in Newark, New Jersey, Roman Catholic, Italian American family, not Irish. Growing up in a nuclear household, he would move to the suburbs of North Jersey. Shout out to somebody that I'm not going to name on stream. Oddly financially successful, spends time with his family, his wife and his 2 children, in North Jersey. Loves shooting pool. Now he's probably gonna, shoot the ratings up. Let's say. I didn't have anything good for that. Apologies. Another day, another bogey. Giuseppe Gabaguli joins the Toecar Goodies Trash Series.
Very excited for him.
Better
Next up is
sponsored by Stacker too.
351.
351. Oh boy.
Boyardi.
Somebody from a very nearby area.
In the 77 car, we will be driven it by, that's not what I meant to say, Ron Roundback in the 77.
Ron Roundbeck has scoliosis. As somebody who also has scoliosis, overcoming a lot of adversity by being able to sit in the car and be comfortable. Started driving at the age of 5 by forcefully straightening his back, ending in a vehicular something charge. We can't say that. Obtained a very, very high pain tolerance. He's gonna need it. Now he's here on the greener pastures of Toecar.
You spin me right round, or fuck, I fucked that up. You spin me, Ron Roundback,
Yep.
like a wrecker, baby.
You can hear it.
369.
369. You can hear the music.
We're backing rounds.
Oh, I know
hear
who
the
this
music
is.
despite it all, you know.
With Adam Recklin not returning to the Trash Series, the 11 car is now open, and it will now be driven by Preston DeWalt.
So Preston DeWall was born at record speed, shot out like a cannon, hit the wall so hard that he suffered a brain injury instantly. Thankfully, he recovered, and now he's here in Toecar. Got bullied a lot, got thrown into several other walls once people figured out his story, mostly in school, of course. Now he's an adult, and he's going to take it out by turning other people around and turning them into the walls.
Hell yeah.
One of my favorite names. Next up, 383.
383.
Now this guy, if I was what's his face? If I was Wyatt Wilkinson, the deer, I'd be a little scared because this guy just gives off Southern vibes. The 3 car is back, and it's going to be driven by Dale Bernhardt.
Dale Bernhardt, of course. Big Dale Senior fan, so much so that he changed his name to what it is. Has terrible, untreatable acid reflux. Thankfully, instead of his car having a water bottle installed, it's going to have Tums, and he's going to eat them throughout the race to make sure he gets from start to finish. Hopefully, he's able to keep his eye on the prize and not have to worry about keeping his chest from burning.
Yeah, you got to respect somebody that just deals with it, you know, because he do be eating a lot of spicy food still. He just doesn't care. He's like, as long as I have my Tums, I'll be okay. It's like lactose intolerant people with lactate pills. Yeah, I'll have this ice cream, and then scarfs down a bunch of pills, and then isn't fine anyway.
That's where they get you, Matt. Speaking of medication,
That's where they get you.
396 coming up. Speaking of medication, this guy, he has to probably take a lot of it on a daily basis to not sneeze. We're gonna have. He's a very interesting character. God, I keep doing that. This is what happens when you're live.
Is Bernhardt's worst nightmare.
By the way, to those of you who either in the Discord or in the comments say, "Oh, why aren't the Toecar races live?" You are now seeing why. It is a much better product when we are editing a few things.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't get graphics or anything like that. So.
Nasty Norris will be back for next season.
But,
says J Racing.
Interesting. But next up, 396 was it? What it was?
Real quick, thank you J Racing and Harclose again for the 5 each.
Gabagooli is Bernhardt's worst nightmare. That's going to be a rivalry we might have to look out for.
Yeah, medication man here. Clareton Chris in the 42 car. This is a very interesting man, isn't it, Kyle?
It certainly is. He is completely allergic to almost everything. He's allergic to everything that exists except for bread crust. He can't even have seat belts. He can't wear a helmet. If it touches his skin, he will collapse. And we can't have that happening in the car. This is a man who's going to be absolutely freewheeling it in that car. Who knows if that's going to help or hurt. He might be able to feel the air. He might feel the wall. Yeah, but Clarion Chris is going to be in the Goodies Trash Series nonetheless.
Yeah, we might have to find something to line that seat with that he's not going to have a reaction to. We'll have to just, you know what, just find every material you can and we'll just start rubbing it on him and see if he starts breaking out.
Very interesting story for Claret and Chris, if you really think about it, because, I mean, as soon as movies were super popular, you know, the 80s and on, people would name their children after characters they saw in the movies and that the ones that they really liked. Well, all Clareton here, his parents really liked the movie Bubble Boy, and instead of going the name route, they said, yeah, let's just have him live like that from the moment he's born and not expose him to anything ever. And, I mean, obviously it worked out for them. They got what they wanted. But it's really unfortunate. We'll have to keep an eye on him. Dr. Steve Basil is going to have an absolutely hellacious time monitoring the status of Claire and Chris throughout the season. Hopefully that doesn't take his time away from the other drivers when they need help. We don't need any favoritism from the doctor.
No, it's equal health care for all, and we strive to keep it that way, although we do give a little priority to Harold because he's, time can be of the essence. Thank you, Seaball, for the 2. And that leaves one more spot.
We might want to wait because I think they have ads.
That was
Nah,
like
I
2
think they're
minutes
good
ago.
now. I yapped through the ads. We're good.
Oh yeah.
Now remember, you might see your driver involved in the sport in or out of the car throughout the season, even if this person coming up is not you. So don't be too disappointed. But
Yeah, there's an announcement soon after.
yes, sir. And this will be 463 coming up. And it is raining hard, but that's not going to stop us. Go ahead.
Should I say it?
What, the name of the driver?
Wait, what are you saying? Go ahead to.
What are you saying? I'm lost.
You said
Oh
go
my
ahead.
God, someone say something!
Oh my God! All right, the last driver. It's David Crappenshits.
No fucking way.
David Crappenshits started his career on Nasty Car. Shout out to Nasty Car. Those of you who know what that is. I don't know if it exists anymore. He's moved on to several other things. One of which now being Toecar. He's practically invincible, so he says. The only thing he has one weakness, and it's specifically the Cars for Kids commercial. I've heard that at least 30,000 times too many, so I'm with him on that. David Crappenshits gonna shit on the competition this season.
A very smelly ride there in that 6 car. Now, these are our
car stink like dude.
these are our 41 per series full-time drivers for season 2. Congratulations to all of them. If you were just drawn in this, you have until August 25th to submit your scheme. You can either paint it yourself or you can join the Discord if you aren't in there already, and you can submit one. Tonight, I'm going to be going through and giving all these people roles. That might take an hour or two, depending on when the stream ends and the storm gets done obliterating my house. But as soon as everyone gets their roles assigned, they'll be able to request a scheme if they want to. And we'll have almost a full month to get scheme submitted. Having a time there?
Matt, this is not a bit, by the way. Matt genuinely has not heard some of these names until today.
Oh my God! I'm just imagining what's gonna go on when he's involved.
Thank you,
in the
Dominion.
match. I'm just gonna yell, "No, poopy pants!"
It's gonna be a good season.
So
Where does Mike live? The
Let's-
moon.
let's not dox
Stop
me.
asking.
Anyway,
should we address the elephant in the room here?
yes, but before we announce that completely, we see here that there's a 40-second spot for each of the series with a question mark, because it's not another sign-up like the other ones have been so far. Before we get to that, though, we need to announce where we're going to be going this season. Thank you, Lucas. Is Fred or Curtin Colligan's Heart? It's Carson Bush. We actually have very elaborate family trees we have in some secret Google Docs. I can't wait for some of that to have to come out. Not the one, though. And thank you, Alex the Animator, for the 5. Cinnamon Toader Crunch, I will say, was definitely in the top 50. So I would not be surprised if he did make a start if we get a vacancy on the car. So like I said, don't get too upset. But now, let's go ahead and talk about where we're going. And we're going to go ahead and announce our Season 2 schedule.
After many hours of testing, we finally narrowed it down. 20 races, 10 in each series. Some are returning, some are brand new. We're going to read them all in order. I'm going to start with Goodies Trash. Goodies Trash, we're going to have our opening practice. That's actually what's going to be taking place on September 5th. So make sure you tune in for that. We'll go over all the new drivers. We'll see all the new paint schemes. Even some of the people that are returning are going to be in a new car. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. After that, of course, we're going to have our season opening race at Daytona. Afterwards, we're going to have Auto Club. After the success we saw at Michigan, Auto Club, the president of that track, decided they had to not demolish it. We're going to go there instead. Not instead, with Michigan, I should say. Following that, we have Clawhammer. If you don't know what that is, just wait. Also, same can be said for Gauntlet, which is going to be week number 4 on the Goodies Trash schedule. Week 5, we'll go to Avis. That's what we were talking about before. Thankfully, the European Union has let us back in. We're going to get back to Avis. Not sure if it's going to go any better. We're really hoping it will. Only time will tell. Next up, a track we really wanted to go to in Season 1, South Boston. Adding a short track to the schedule. If you've not seen an AI race at South Boston, you are in for a treat. Oh, I skipped Texas. I did. Texas
Oh.
symmetrical. That's also exactly what you think it is. It looks the same on both sides. Race is a little different than the Texas you probably know. I think that's going to be an absolute banger of a race. We're going to have to find out. Next up after that, Talladega. Of course, we all know what to expect at Talladega. That's going to be an absolute mess. I'm sure we're gonna repeat a lot of the things we saw last season in regards to 4 or 5 wide racing. I'm sure David Gutterball will find his way into a wreck. Next week after that, we have CRI Super Speedway, one of the most devastating tracks we've gone to the entire schedule. So many accidents. I heard that they're actually going to be making a couple changes to that track. Gonna have to see what that means, I guess, when it gets a little closer. And then, of course, our season finale will be in Pyongyang for the Goodies Trash Series. We have a 35-year contract with them. It'll take a lot to break it. Thankfully, we just drafted 2 lawyers. But at least for season 2, we will definitely be going back to Pyongyang.
I don't think
We're also
lawyers will
trying
help
to get
over
Dennis
there.
Rodman.
No,
I mean, that's true.
We don't want to upset the leaders, so we're going to go ahead and
Yeah.
just do what they want to do. They were very, very satisfied with the race there at the end of last season, especially with the end of the pit wall, that incident. Very, very happy with that. I got a few souvenirs to keep. Real quick, just want to go ahead and catch up on the Super Chats. Thank you, Steroil, as well as Auburn and Racing Power. Thank you very much. Very appreciated.
I would like to bring up, I've seen some people mention Destruction Arena, and let me tell you how hard I lobbied for Destruction Arena. But, you cannot fix the way the cars race there. They get very confused at the intersecting lines. It cannot produce an actual race that happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, all of our drivers, they have the mental ability of 2003 AI for some reason. I can't explain that. But,
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, they don't make good decisions, so we can't put them too much.
Also, just because he gave the super chat too, I want to give a shout out to Steroil. He made a season 1 highlight video for one of our races. It came out absolutely amazing. It's definitely worth checking it out. I'm looking forward to all the ones he's going to make for season 2 as well. Now, moving on. The Splint Cup Series. We have another 10-week schedule, really 11 if you count the practice. Going to start with practice in Daytona, just like the Trash Series. Going to go to Auto Club week 2 as well. But my oh my, week 3, we're in for a treat. Going to be the Chicago Street Circuit. Obviously, going to be the one that's out for NR, probably, which is a little different than the real-life version, but still an absolute classic, and we're looking forward to it. Pigs Creek will be following that. Those of you who've raced there before on NR know exactly what that place will be like. There's a very famous video of somebody doing the unthinkable and causing a terrible accident. One of the most famous NR videos that came out a couple years, or I guess a decade ago now. It's been a minute.
We old.
We are very old, yes, evidently. Week number 5, Orange County Fair Speedway. This is a short track in New York. I've actually raced at this track. Very, very cool facility. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic venue for Toecar. I cannot wait to see what happens. Texas Symmetrical, week 6. Like I said, we're in for a treat there. Going to be very, very goofy, I'm sure. Week 7, Michigan, one of the fan favorites from season 1. I'm so excited to go back. It's going to be an absolute classic. Week 8, Talladega Super Speedway. And then, of course, just like the Trash Series, CRI is going to return for season 2, going to be week number 9. And our season finale is going to be Kansas. I'm hoping that Armando made a couple changes. We had the worst thing possible happen pretty recently. Hopefully Armando's going to make a couple changes, adjust a few things. We'll see what it looks like come, I guess that's going to be October, potentially November. Who knows? But anyways, that's our season 2 schedule, and I couldn't be more excited.
I'm really excited for CRI. If you haven't heard, Armando's brother Armando, he did a really good job repaving Turn 6 at CRI. The cars, they don't fly up into the wall and crash each other all the time now. We've seen a lot of good things out of our tests there. Nobody was even injured. They did get out of shape in a few new spots because they weren't used to having that many cars there every single lap, but it's going to be a really good race. Want to go ahead and thank our super chats that we got since we started talking about the schedule. Lucas, thank you. Trash Series behind the scenes for Riki. I might have a part of that, but a lot of the full races I had to clear for hard drive space. I do have both finales, so those will be coming out before season 2, as well as several testing videos from before the season started, which were just hilarious with what the AI was doing. It was very, it wasn't even good. It wasn't even clean enough for Toecar. Let's just say that. So if you enjoy crashes, you'll enjoy those videos coming soon.
So after that, do we potentially have anything else we want to discuss, Mike?
Yeah, going back to the doc here, you see a 40-second spot for each series. Now, after the fan votes, the commentator votes, there are still several drivers that we think deserve another shot at winning or just racing again in general in Toecar. We didn't want to see them go for an indefinite amount of time. So, we are announcing a 40-second car for each series. And that will be the 55 car, which will be the Toecar Driving Experience car. This car will be rotating drivers throughout the season each week, and the goal of this car was to bring back a lot of our Season 1 drivers. And we already have that already worked out. Here are...
Now...
What?
the Pagani said Jeff Gordon added to the playoffs. All
Here are our... This is who's going to be driving the 55 car in each series. Daytona, we're going to be starting out with Jeff Gordon. He's going to be returning. He might get a lot of data because Armando's been working on Daytona since last year. A lot of cars kept hitting the wall. It might have been because of the pavement wearing out. So he decided, let's wear it out a little bit more. So it's going to be a very exciting race. Gordon might be able to win there, or we'll get a lot of information. Next, we got Auto Club. Anthony Von Samson going to be returning. A very scary crash at Pyongyang. We didn't know if he made it there or not for a second. But luckily, just another cracked screen. He might be a Galaxy Z Fold now, actually, because of the lack of Hans device. But he's still here, and he's going to be back for Auto Club. Clawhammer, Phillips Russell going to be back in the car. I would really want to see him have some success before he's out of the car. You actually going to see him twice on here because he was really competitive. At Gauntlet, Liz, Wyoming, otherwise known as Ling, Wyoming, going to be back. Very excited to... It's a very good track. I think we're going to have a great race there. Avis, Dakota West, we're pretty sure Avis is going to be a little bit more safe this time, so Dakota, don't worry. You're probably going to make it. Texas Symmetrical, Southern, we figured a lawnmower racer, what better pick for that track? Husqvarna's going to be in it for that one. Next week at South Boston, DeMonde Plywood, a Splint Cup driver last year, going to be in the car for the Track Series race there in the 55. Talladega, another Southern one. So we got Mason Dixon back for a home race. And at CRI, Elliott Sadness Lover 911's favorite, Elliott Sadness. And for our finale, Dingo Dave, our favorite dog, going to be back at Pyongyang. Hopefully his mane is fully grown back by then. And then the 55 car for the Splint Cup Series. Daytona, DeMonde Plywood, going to be starting out the season in that car. Auto Club, we got Bobsled also coming back. And Chicago Street Course. Chicago, a lot of culture there, a lot of good food. So Benito de la Pasta is going to be there. Hopefully he can make something happen there in the city.
He's going to get real mad about the pizza.
Yeah, he's not going to be too happy with what they have to offer, probably. Pigs Creek, very dangerous track. What better driver to put in that than Glucose Max? And the guy's a little bit unhinged anyway. He's either going to win or he's going to absorb that wall trying.
He's going to run the top all the way.
That's the best line there for sure. Orange County Fairgrounds, a dirt track. Anthony Von Samsung. He might need a screen cover for that, otherwise he's going to be having to get the screen wiped off every single lap, but he's going to try to make it work. Our favorite British lad, Jamie Chippy. You know what? Let's give him the full American experience. Texas Symmetrical. Never seen anything more American in my life, not even Talladega. Back in Michigan, a great race last season. We're hoping it's going to put on just as good a show this year. And we're going to have John Niemann making his first start there as he broke everything except his neck at Riki. Riki not on schedule for Season 2. Might be back in the future, though. A very good racetrack. Talladega for the Cup Series. We're going to be having both Music Brothers in the Cup Series now, again, for the first time. It's going to be Paul Walker Music going to be returning to reunite with his brother Macon, who has also moved up to the Cup Series full-time. And at CRI, time to bring back the Balter Ego. I think Balter White's going to be able to make a good showing there at CRI. Very good racetrack, very much improved. It's going to be great. Kansas, once again, Phillips Russell. He did a really good job last season. Didn't make the votes to come back, but I think he's going to have a good chance. So in addition to the one start in the Trash Series in the 55, he'll also be doing the season finale at Kansas. And hopefully this will get our Season 1 dropouts a lot more experience behind the wheel in case they want to come back or have the opportunity to come back in the future.
I see there are a couple things in the chat. First of all, thank you once again for the super chats. Harkless,
Yes,
$5.
thank you very much.
Jacob Evanson, one of the two. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. $2. He also asked, what's going to happen if the 55 wins a race? And that's an amazing question because, as you might remember, the Tyrese rule, they shared a championship. We have co-champions for Season 1 in the Cup Series. So that means we can't do that with 10 drivers. There's no way we're going to have all of them share the championship, right? So if one of these cars win the race, it will be in the playoffs. And then if that car goes on to win the championship, it will not be any of these drivers winning the championship. It'll be us. the booth. The house always wins. Us in the commentary booth will be the champion if somehow, some way, this 55 car wins the championship.
Looking at who's in the car, I mean, Kansas for Splint Cup might go okay. We'll see how Phillips Russell does in the Cup car, but I don't like our chances with Dingo Dave in the finale. That's can we do something about that?
Also, somebody asked where Big Luke is. That's probably something we probably want to mention as well. Big Luke still recovering from his injuries. He is going to be back for season 3, but for season 2, he's going to rest up and watch it alongside you guys at home.
Dr. Steve Basil said his organs, when he got struck by Joe Swanson there after he was already tumbling, it was such a hard hit that his organs just started vibrating, and they're like a tuning fork. They're going to be vibrating. Doctors estimate 3 to 4 months. That's going to put it right in the off-season between seasons 2 and 3. So, luckily, as long as physics stay where we've calculated them, he should stop vibrating by then and be able to come back for season 3. And as far as our season 3 fielding, that's still far out, but we're going to make it work.
Far out, man.
Well, it's been a very exciting night. We've announced a lot. I'm really looking forward to some of our season 2 races. That schedule is going to be absolutely incredible. Welcoming 26 new drivers into the fold. I'm sure at some point we're going to need a replacement too, so it's probably going to be a little bit more than that in all reality. Once again, another couple super chats. Shout out to Jacob again. Shout out to Logan. Hyped for season 2 already? So are we. Genuinely. I don't know if you can tell by how excited we sound, but I think we're all really looking forward to this. If I had my way, we'd be recording something tomorrow. But we got to give you guys time to paint the cars. So for those who need a paint scheme painted, please enter the Discord. You should just enter the Discord anyways, even if you're not waiting on somebody else to paint you your car. That's where the community gathers, especially during the races. You'll see a lot of people commenting, just like they do in the YouTube chat.
And pro tip, if you want to join the Discord but you don't want to be annoyed by messages or anything, there are several ways you can mute a Discord server and just go in there and talk and read whenever you want to, and you won't get any notifications. So if that was what's holding you back, you can just mute it. If you want to go in there and interact, especially if you're a driver, it's very fun. Lots of people to talk to. Lots of lore cooking up between each week. It's going to be a very exciting season. And thank you again to everyone who came out and watched each race or any race for season 1. Anyone who's watching this, all the super chats, thank you very much for all the support. I'm really excited. This is going to be a good season.
We're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Fun times.
The best fun. No one's had fun like we're about to have fun. And you get to have fun because we're having fun.
The greatest fun.
The greatest fun. You've never seen this type of fun.
I said, wow, I'm having fun. Anyways, this was a blast. I think we're all really excited.
That was really funny. Shane Gillis' face is on a thumbnail right beneath the chat. So, I was looking right at it when he said that.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming out. It was a great stream. Really excited for all these new drivers. I can't wait to see the new paint schemes. Already just the ones that we got for the drivers we had locked in before tonight. These paint schemes are looking incredible. It's going to be great coming up here in a couple weeks, several weeks. September 6th. Tune in. 5th and 6th. Anything else, boys?
That is all.
I just want to say I'm glad you guys had me on tonight. I'm glad that I was a part of this.
I just wish, you wouldn't, talk the whole time, you know what I mean? You were talking over us just the whole time.
Yeah, I was kind of a yapper, wasn't I?
You wouldn't shut up. Yeah. Also, is that right before Labor Day?
Possibly. I don't have a calendar.
I believe it is.
The second counts.
I believe it is.
I don't know how that works. I think you need to buckle your seatbelt, Tristan.
We promote safe driving. I know the track doesn't show that, but in reality, safe driving only, Tristan.
Yeah, safe driving on the streets. Do whatever you want on the track in Toecar.
Yeah. Woo, Toecar.
By the way, I just noticed this now, and it might be worth mentioning. He has been updating us on his door dashing progress. We talked about the pizza earlier. Tristan has since gone to Applebee's and McDonald's.
Yep. I just declined the Buffalo Wild Wings order because they're only paying me $2, so I said no.
Yeah, that's
Stand on business, King.
That's a wild one. Speaking of $2, 2 pounds from Tatuma Sato says.
Thank you very much.
Predictions for champ winners?
I think it's going to be that 55 car.
I'd be very confusing or concerning if I also picked the same. I'm going for James Icup if I'm going
Damn
for
it!
new
Damn.
driver.
Okay.
James Icup's my favorite driver. I hope he wins.
You know what? I think Making Music is gonna be the Cup champion. I think he's gonna show up, be a real fucking saucy boy out there on the track. Absolutely destroy the competition. He's in a Dodge, so like, I mean, that's kind of wacky in itself. Trash series though, I think I gotta go with David Crappenshits. That's just on hope.
One can
On
only
period.
hope.
You know, for my pick for the trash series, I'm going for the best story possible. I'm really, really, really gonna pull for either Scubs or soon to be a new favorite, Walter Pressure.
Really hope
Thank you,
Walter
Nova
can,
Boy.
Oh, before we go off, Kyle, did you want to announce our couple new staff members?
I certainly do, Mike. Give me 1 minute to find them because there's a lot of signups still.
There was several people that applied to be drivers, but you know what? We read all the bios and we found a few uses for a few of these people that besides being behind the wheel.
Be bopping behind the wheel. Hell yeah, go ahead.
Behind eating beans. Okay. So we do have one new member of our safety team joining the Safety Penguins. His name is Scoops McScooped. Has 2 ice cream scoops for hands. That's gonna really, really help with driver extrication and really, really bad wrecks. Gonna join a lot of our Safety Penguins, make the team a little bit better. And Lord knows we need the help.
We don't need
next-
Jaws of life. We have Scoops of life. We're in good shape.
Next up, as some of you know, the Toecar blimp, the Goodyear blimp, is gonna have a new driver this season. It's gonna be Blimp Biscuit. Joining the team. Gonna make sure we get some great quality views from high above. I'm sure many of you know we have a lot of those camera angles throughout the race. He's gonna be providing us some great shots all throughout the year. And then not only that, we have one other member of our team that I'm trying to remember what job we gave him. Where is that?
I'm pretty sure he was safety committee if it's part of the family. I'm thinking.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. It's our new commissioner of safety, Air Pressure. Gonna help us, make some amendments. Gonna really, really fight for the health benefits. Hopefully, maybe we'll get more people than just Harold, a Hans device. Air Pressure gonna make the series safer. Hopefully.
And he gets to watch his daddy.
That's probably the first person he's trying to get a Hans for.
Well, we got to go through the thing. He might be over 65. I got to check his bio.
He is. I don't think it has his age in here, does it?
We'll subpoena it.
We will. You know what? We'll check his birth certificate. We'll figure it out. Worst case scenario, we'll just ask his dad. So.
Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. All the support in chat and watching. Thank you very much. Incredible stream. Can't wait for season 1. Or season 2, excuse me. I don't know where I am.
Where are we, Bill?
Thank you.
YouTube.
And good night.